Donald Trump has gone silent. He's basically disappeared today. His last social media post was from 21 hours ago, where he posted, "In other words, the Democrats are using the Jeffrey Epstein hoax to try to deflect from their massive failures, in particular their most recent one, the shutdown, exclamation point." No other post by Donald Trump in a 24-hour period. And of course, we're hearing they're panicking behind the scenes as even more emails are expected to drop that will be even more devastating than this 20,000 email drop from the Epstein estate, which shows all of these links to Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, and Epstein saying that Trump basically knew everything that was going down. Here's how they're reporting about it in the UK. New emails reveal Trump spent hours with Epstein victim. By the way, how about this email right here that isn't really getting a lot of attention? Jeffrey Epstein's brother emailed this to Epstein, a photo of Donald Trump with the words, "Would you trust this man with your daughter?" This is how Epstein and his brother were talking about Donald Trump. Don't trust Trump with little girls, when Epstein was running a child sex trafficking ring that Donald Trump and Republicans are covering up right now. The fact that I even have to say that in a sentence. This right here is how they're talking about Trump's sinking approval, total disapproval, I should just call it. He's despised, hated by Americans. Here's what they're saying on CNN right now. Let me show you this.
Again and again. What does the American public think about how Donald Trump has been handling the Epstein files compared to all the other issues that he brought up during the campaign?
Yeah, you know, Donald Trump is underwater on basically every single issue he ran on in 2024. But the Epstein files, the Epstein case are especially dreadful for him. What are we talking about here? Well, let's take a look at Trump's approval rating on the issue. Look, they're all in red. They're all in the negative territory. But on immigration, you know, he's 5 points underwater. Foreign policy, 8 points. Trade and tariffs, he's 17 points. The economy, 18 points. But look at the Epstein case. He is 39 points below water on the Epstein case. His net approval is 39 points in the negative. My goodness gracious. What Donald Trump has been selling on the Epstein files, the Epstein case, the American people, simply put, have not been buying at all, Sarah Seidner.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting bad and bad. This Trump regime is in free fall. So here's the latest Navigator poll. Who do you blame for healthcare premiums going up? Overwhelmingly, Republicans. People blame Republicans. 47%, only 21% of Americans blame Democrats. Who do you blame for costs in general going up? Only 21% blame, only 19% blame Democrats. 46% blame Republicans. Who do you blame for your electricity prices going up? Only 19% Democrats, 38% for Republicans. You know, it's not just the prices going up. You have so many sectors of our country in a recession right now. Tourism in a great recession, perhaps even a depression, as the Canada boycott is going strong. Canadian travel to the U.S. has declined for the 10th straight month. The drop has been reflected in air and car travel, according to Canadian statistics, based on Donald Trump saying he wants to conquer Canada and make it the 51st state. America is literally losing tens of billions of dollars in tourism. Vegas is being severely harmed. Tourist sectors across the country are being severely harmed. Canadians getting rid of their homes, getting rid of their vacation spots. They don't want to be in a place where the leader is an authoritarian who wants to conquer them, and where if they show up, they can get put into concentration camps and gassed or severely harmed by the Trump Gestapo. Hat tip to California Governor Gavin Newsom. He's just been trolling Donald Trump. While Donald Trump's in hiding, Governor Newsom has been out there attacking, going on the offense. Governor Newsom put the following: "I am a pedo," in gold letters in that Walk of Fame ridiculous area that Donald Trump's created in the White House. I found this exchange to be interesting between our friend George Conway and Donald Trump's former criminal defense attorney turned number 2 at the Department of Justice, the Deputy AG Todd Blanche. Blanche was the guy who did that interview of Ghislaine Maxwell that was recorded in Tallahassee. Then shortly thereafter, Ghislaine was transferred to the minimum security facility as the clear quid pro quo to shut her up from talking about what she knows about Donald Trump. And we saw in those 20,000 emails, she knows everything. And we know that she lied in that deposition, in that interview with Todd Blanche. And Blanche didn't ask follow-up questions. So George Conway was mocking Todd Blanche and said, an important side note about today's Trump revelations. They show that Todd Blanche's questioning of Ghislaine Maxwell was horrible, like that he was the worst questioner. Either it was intentional or he's the worst lawyer. Now, Todd Blanche took that as a sign of professional disrespect, and Todd Blanche bought the bait or bit into the bait, whatever. And here's what he said. George, you've never been confused for a trial lawyer, and these kinds of posts explain why. When I interviewed Maxwell, law enforcement didn't have the materials Epstein's estate hid for years and only just provided to Congress. Stop talking. It's unbecoming. It's unbecoming? Few things there, Todd. I think it's unbecoming, number one, that you and Trump and the Republicans are involved in a PPP, a pedo protection program. You're covering up a child sex trafficking ring, in my opinion. Is what you're, by not releasing the files, do. The Epstein files are available to you, so you could have gone through the actual files and cross-examined her on that. You could have looked at the trial transcripts and cross-examined her on the inconsistencies by looking at her trial where she was convicted of child sex trafficking. Did you ever think about that? You could have brought into the room the line prosecutors. Oh, wait, you fired her because it was Comey's daughter who was the prosecutor. You've never had an interview. The DOJ, FBI never does interviews where the actual people who know the most aren't in the room, and you wouldn't let those people be in the room. You've actually fired the sex trafficking prosecutors, or Trump did. And why didn't you get these files from the Epstein estate? They weren't hiding it. They were just asked for it. You're the DOJ. They're not allowed to hide it from you. So just more lying and gaslighting from the Trump regime. George Conway goes, dude, you didn't even come close to asking a decent follow-up question to Maxwell. And I saw you at your boss's criminal trial. You know, the one where he was convicted on 34 felony counts. You couldn't cross-examine your way out of a paper bag. Smiley face emoji from George Conway. Also, isn't this an admission from Todd Blanche that Ghislaine was lying to him now that he has the data, now that he has the documents? It seems that it's an admission that she lied. So what are the repercussions, right? We'll talk about this more today when we get the outcome, but Trump's personal lawyer turned top federal prosecutor, who's never been a federal prosecutor in her life, Lindsay Halligan, she had, there's a big hearing today regarding her disqualification potentially for being an unlawfully appointed United States attorney. We'll keep you posted on that, of course. So if you own a handgun for self-defense like I do, your storage probably fits into one of two categories. It's either locked away, safe, but out of reach in an emergency, or it's unsecured, leaving it vulnerable to anyone. Stopbox USA saw the problem and they designed a groundbreaking solution, the Stopbox Pro. With the Stopbox Pro, you'll never have to choose between security and readiness again. Its ingenious push-button locking system gives you fast, reliable access when every second matters, without the hassle of keys or reliance on batteries. It's 100% mechanical, so it works every time, no power needed. With Stopbox USA, you can finally have both security and readiness. The Stopbox Pro's mechanical keyless system allows for fast, secure access without the risk of fumbling for keys when every second counts. It's also battery-free, so you never have to worry about your lock not working. Traveling with peace of mind is easy because the Stopbox Pro is TSA compliant, so you can securely and conveniently transport your firearm through the checked baggage airline travel. Stopbox also offers a range of other innovative products, including their vehicle safe, chamber lock, and other essential gear designed to keep you prepared and protected wherever you are. So, for a limited time, our listeners get 15% off at StopBox when you use code TRUTH at checkout. So head to stopboxusa.com and use the code TRUTH for 15% off your entire order. After your purchase, they will ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that our show sent you. One more time, head to stopboxusa.com and use the code TRUTH for 15% off your entire order. We're learning more about why Donald Trump continues to say that Americans can't do the jobs that foreign workers can, which has pissed off his MAGA base. As Trump defends foreign workers now, his company sought a record number of foreign workers through H-2A and H-2B visas. According to the Department of Labor, Trump's never sought as many foreign laborers as he has in 2025 this year, 184. That's up from 121 in 2021. And he's hired a total of 566 foreign workers in the past 5 years alone. It's interesting. And the Trump organization's not big. So that's actually a pretty big number because it's a pretty small organization when you think about it. Just going into what the spiral that they're having on Trump's cabinet members and top advisors. You have Kevin Hassett, Trump's top economic advisor, basically saying they're not going to be able to publish the consumer price index, the CPI, and inflation data. They may try to concoct it, but they're trying to blame the shutdown about why they don't have good data. And they'll probably never give us any data again or good data again, because they fired a lot of the people who work under the Bureau of Labor Statistics Commissioner, and they also fired the prior Bureau of Labor Statistics Commissioner. So most of the inputs, the information even going into the CPI in the future is just going to be, quote, concocted. It's going to be made up stuff. Here, play this clip of Hassett. Let's play it for you here.
And the household survey wasn't conducted in October. So we're going to get half the employment report. We'll get the jobs part, but we won't get the unemployment rate. And that'll just be for 1 month. But yeah, it is true that we probably will maybe be able to concoct something, but we'll never actually know for sure what the unemployment rate was in October.
And then I think Jamie Raskin, Democratic Congress member, ties it all together about what really is going on with the fact that the Epstein emails versus the DOJ documents that have been released about Epstein, which are the old documents. One has all this stuff about Trump in it. The other is just old files. And we know that, which we've already seen before, and we know that the files that are currently in the DOJ's possession will be absolutely devastating to Donald Trump. Here, let me just play this clip for you. Let's go here. Let's play it.
Give us an update as well about others who may have information, and that could be prison mates of Ghislaine Maxwell. I mean, give us an update on that and what the committee is thinking about how to talk to these people.
Well, the thing that really struck me so intensely yesterday was all of these emails saying things like, of course, Trump knew about the girls and tried to get Maxwell to stop. And we don't know if that means to stop stealing girls from Trump at his hotel and taking them into their operation, or stop being involved with Epstein. We don't know exactly what it means, but there's all kinds of emails that indicate that Donald Trump was perfectly situated to know what was going on and ensconced in that whole culture. After all, Epstein was his best friend for more than 10 years, although Epstein said very mocking, derisive things about Trump in some of these emails, saying that he was, borderline deranged and demented, and, talked about how stupid he was and so on. But in any event, we know from these emails that that Trump was aware of everything going on, and the Department of Justice must have these same emails, and yet none of them were released by the Department of Justice in these huge tranches of material that were sent over, including completely irrelevant press releases from many years ago and all of this flotsam and jetsam stuff. But the point is that the Department of Justice has not released any of these emails that mention Trump's name and that identify his role in all these activities. Those came from the estate of Jeffrey Epstein instead. So this is a demonstration that the government is very deliberately withholding the information that everybody is actually looking for in anything that could be damaging to Trump.
So we'll keep you posted every step of the way today. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million. We appreciate you. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.